This photo eye has 2 clips that come off here, and then these tabs pinch in, and this photo eye pops off. You have 8 pins on the back. If you have a problem with the zone, check several zones up and downstream to make sure those pins aren't bent, and they can plug into this strip in the back. And you can see the flow arrow here, so that if you end up having to mount your logic on the other side, you can turn that the correct direction so that it still goes according to flow. Flow is this way. Get on there as I bend the pins. Hopefully everybody already knows this, but this cable coming out of the photo eye goes over here and controls this card through this 3-pin plug. You have positive, negative here, power coming in for this board, and then several pins here, which you can look at the manual. I think one is the signal to run the motor, and then you got some other options. You got 4 LEDs right here that have different meanings, and then some dip switches, some of which are for speed and some direction of motor rotation. And then here's the cable going out to provide power to the motor. So easy logic photo eye, talking to the card, power to the card, power going out of the card to the motor. Usually the electrician scope to connect up this power supply. Here you got a gender changer providing power to this harness cable, which has all these little pigtails coming off to power up all the cards. So the power supply is providing power to the cards and the motors, not your photo eyes. Those harnesses just continually plug in at the seams, and then you have one power supply there and another power supply there, and you don't want them connected causing problems, so these 2 are unplugged here. Sometimes electricians will put electrical tape around it so somebody walking past won't say, oh, let me just plug this in real quick. They always sound like that when they plug it in. This aluminum box, your IOP, is what powers up all the photo eyes. You have this M12 T-harness cable coming out and an on-off switch here, and then that T-harness comes over here. Same thing for the IOPs, just like the power supplies. You don't want this one to be connected to another IOP downstream. So at some point you'd break the connection, but they still have to talk to each other. So you actually plug in a 6-inch cable called a power isolation cable, so you can still have communication between photo eyes, but the 2 aluminum IOPs won't have power connected between them.